Okay, so this is my project 1, my Excel project 1 file, and you're going to be starting with this, and you're going to be adding to it. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to look at these categories that you have here, and you're going to try to get them down to, probably 4 to 5, maybe 6 at the most categories. So you can see down here, I've added this first information into column A for my budget categories. So home is just going to include this house information. Auto is going to include my insurance and my auto. Utilities will be all these utilities. I've got food and entertainment, which will be food and entertainment. And then I have a miscellaneous category that'll include tuition, gifts, and miscellaneous. So the first thing that you'll notice when you do this is you really need to make column A wider. You should know how to do that at this point, and I'll let you determine how to do that. Okay, so now my column is wider. Now, what you need to do here is you're going to be using formulas. Formulas are just like mathematical formulas that you can use. You can use the mathematical operators as you saw in the videos. And I'm just going to show you a couple quick things here. We're going to be working with the yearly totals column down here. So I want to find out how much I spent for the year on my home, how much I spent for the year on my auto, my utilities, etc., etc. As far as home goes, I just need this one value right here. And I don't want to just type that amount in. All of our formulas always start with an equal sign. So you want to be in the cell where the formula goes. And I'm just going to click on this cell and just hit enter. And you'll notice what happens. I get the same value here as I get down here. Okay. Now auto, I have to add the insurance plus the auto. So I'll just show you one quick formula here. You go to this cell, you hit the equal sign. And then the first cell that you want to add, you hit the plus sign because it's addition, and the second cell that you want to add. You'll notice up here in the formula bar that that's getting created. Okay, and I think that's all I need in auto, so I'm going to hit enter. And I get this amount here. Okay, so I'll let you work on your other formulas. Once you have all your formulas in place, if you see anything like this, it just means that the number is too large to display. So you need to make sure that you adjust your column width so you can see the entire number. And then you'll need to use the sum function to get the total here. And you should notice if if all these formulas are correct, your sum formula, you should have the same value here as over here if you didn't miss any of these. Okay, so that's the first part of the formulas. The next thing that you need to do is a little bit more complicated, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it, is you have to determine a percentage. Your percentages, if you look at this value, $7,200, is what percentage of the total? Or $8,567 is what percentage of the total? So we're just calculating what percentage of the total. And it's really a simple calculation. Again, our formulas start with an equal. It's this value divided by the total. Okay? That's all it is. And you'll need to do the same thing here. Now, keep in mind the total is always being the same in this formula. So if you copy the formula, you might not get the correct results unless you use an absolute cell reference. And this is explained in the lecture material, so you can go back and you can check about absolute cell references. The other thing that you do need to do is you do need to format these for percentages as well. Oops, I didn't fix my calculation here. Okay. So that should finish up the formula section, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the chart. Okay, the last thing you need to know in getting ready for the chart is that this is the data that's going to go in the chart. Home, auto, utilities, food and entertainment, miscellaneous, those are just going to be in the legend, and then it'll create the chart based on this data. So you shouldn't have your total in the chart, and you shouldn't have your percentages in the chart. Keep in mind, yours is not going to look exactly like this. You can group together your categories. Whatever you had in your project 1, you can group them together however you want. I've asked you to have a minimum of 4 categories, sorry. And this is all going to be based on your data, so your numbers are not going to look like this. They're going to be based on your data. Your percentages will not look like this. But I just want you to understand that this is the data that will be in the chart. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me if you need help with this.